Welcome to the first episode of Brothers Talk Things. I'm half of the podcast, Owen.
And I'm the other half, Cameron.
This is our first time doing a podcast, but we were told that we have interesting opinions and are good at talking about stuff, I guess. That's kind of the gist of it. So after a lot of debating about what this is going to be about, we came to the conclusion to just talk about things. So that's really what this podcast is going to be about. But this episode does have a main topic, and that is one of the various sections of topics, like video games or movies. So we decided to focus on a pretty recent topic and a game that me and Cameron have both been playing quite a bit, being Pokemon Scarlet and Violet by Nintendo and Game Freak. Cameron is so bad at this, it's unbelievable. So we have this is unscripted, completely unscripted. Cameron is currently stomping on the ground in rage. He's yet to say a single thing, so I guess I'll start it off. I guess we'll start talking about just Pokemon in general. If you don't know what Pokemon is, I'd be surprised. It is a RPG role-playing game developed by Nintendo and Game Freak. That was originally released in Japan sometime before the 2000s. We didn't, like I said, there's no script, there's really no research. We just are sitting down and talking about things into microphones. So yeah, Pokemon is a game where you catch little tiny things and balls, and then you make them fight each other. A lot of people like it. I enjoy the games. Cameron enjoys the games. But that's not about Pokemon as a whole. Let's talk about the new Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Let's go.
Oh yeah.
So, I guess our first topic would be, the game as a whole, and then we dive into other aspects of the game.
Okay.
So, if you know about Pokemon, most likely you've heard many negative reviews about the game, being it's laggy. That's really the only negative thing I've heard.
Well, I've heard
what
some.
What else have you heard?
Like, the champion Gita is apparently really bad. I mean, she was pretty easy for me because I was kind of overleveled.
But like as a character or like as a fight?
As a champion, like as a fight. Like,
so what? It wasn't like challenging, you mean?
Like, it wasn't challenging. It wasn't memorable. It wasn't like interesting. It didn't really have a champion feel.
As opposed to other champions from other games. But yeah, I forgot. There's a lot of people say the game is too easy. And I think that one, it's a game for kids, first of all. But there's nothing wrong with having a little bit of challenge in your games. And I think that over the years, Pokemon as a whole has gotten easier. Because if you compare the original games to now, there was no XP sharing. You had to level up each Pokemon individually. You could barely see the screen because you were playing on a small device with no color.
Well, I mean, there's emulators now, so that's not a huge deal. But
but what I'm saying is, it was definitely a lot harder. Now, as opposed to the recent games, there's XP share. So, specifically Scarlet and Violet, there's XP share. You can just send out Pokemon to basically auto battle.
I was expecting that to be like like a super easy way to gain like insane levels, but you get like I don't know, maybe like half as much XP as you would battling normally, maybe even less. So it's not super overpowered.
But it's definitely an easier way to get XP.
Yeah, yeah.
And especially in Sword and Shield, introducing XP candies from Dynamax raids. And with Terra raids, you can still get those XP candies. So that's enough as the game as a whole. Let's talk about what should we go in from there? What should we talk about the game from there? The Pokemon? Yeah, Pokemon. That's what I was going for. So the new Pokemon. There's some good ones, there's some bad ones, like there is with every Pokemon game. There's always good Pokemon and there's always bad Pokemon. And there's more competitively viable Pokemon, and not as much more goofy Pokemon like Dunsparce.
Well, I mean, okay, one, Dunsparce got an evolution, and two, Goldango is one of like the best competitive Pokemons right now, and I think he's pretty silly.
Okay. I didn't mean goofy as in like whatever. So let's just I guess we can just talk about new Pokemon. Let's talk about the starters. Starter Pokemon are a staple of every single Pokemon game. They always come in the three main types, being water, grass, and fire. Now, occasionally, upon leveling up, they could change into dual types. So, Pokemon like Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur's grass poison.
Yeah, Bulbasaur was a bad example. He's grass
Bulbasaur
poison.
Bulbasaur is grass
all the way through.
Poison. Wait, is Charizard fire flying? Or is it just fire? I feel like...
Bro, have you ever played a Pokemon game?
You never know.
It's flying.
You never know.
Everyone always complains that it should be Dragon type.
I don't think you should give a Dragon typing to a starter.
Yeah,
that's way too overpowered.
Are there any Dragon type starters?
I guess there's starters that look like dragons.
That doesn't count. What?
No, okay. I don't think there's any Dragon type starters. But yeah, the staple starters, they make a circle with the type advantages and disadvantages. Kind of like rock, paper, scissors. So now we'll transition and talking about the new ones in the Paldea region. There is Fuecoco, Quaxley, and Sprigatito.
I think they're all like solid, like 7 out of 10 starters. Like they're nothing like awesome, but I'd say they're pretty good.
So the stage ones, they're all cute as stage 1 starters usually are. They're usually more cute. Get off your phone.
Someone texted me.
I don't care.
I was putting it away.
And then there's usually there's a kind of a pattern with the starters evolutions, being how there's the stage 1 that's just cute, and then the stage 3 is cool, but then there's the awkward middle stage, and this does not apply to every starter Pokemon.
It applies to most.
It applies to most starter Pokemon. But I don't think that the Paldean Gen 9 starters they're definitely not some of my favorites.
Yeah.
All the stage 1s are good. And then they kind of start going downhill with the with the middle evolutions.
Well, I think Florigato is.
So we'll
like,
start
a
with
solid.
Fuecoco because
Okay.
apparently that's the most liked one.
Really?
So Fuecoco evolves into what?
It's like
You use Fuecoco, so you should know.
Yeah, I probably should. It's like Croc something.
Croc something.
I forget.
It has a fire sombrero. I know that.
Yeah.
So that one is, it's pretty good. I'd say the middle evolution, in my opinion, I think it's.
I don't
not that
know.
bad.
It's fine in my opinion.
And then that evolves into
Skeledirge.
Skeledirge. I knew it. I just wanted him to say it. That's a pretty cool Pokemon with what it's a kind of a rare type.
Fire Ghost.
Yeah, I know that.
It's not really a rare type. We just had a Fire Ghost starter last region. But Legends Arceus.
That doesn't count.
What?
That's a
last game.
That's a regional form.
Alright, whatever.
Stupid.
What?
So Fuecoco line, I give the Fuecoco line a 7 out of 10.
I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
Then we'll move on to the Quaxley line. I think that Quaxley is a funny duck. I like the pompadour, and I like the design.
I can agree.
That's a good 9 out of 10 Pokemon.
Quaxley is?
Yes.
I'll give it like an 8.
And then it evolves into Quaxlow.
Quaxwell. What? Quaxwell. It's
Quaxwell.
Yup, that's what I said.
It evolves into Quaxwell, which is just like a bigger version, of that. But to be honest, all second stages all the second and third stages are just bigger versions of the first stage.
He kind of looks like
the
Donald Duck.
The second stage, the most. I didn't know what Quaxwallow looked like. But then it evolved when I used that Pokemon, and it looks pretty good. Definitely not as good. That one's like a 7 out of 10 for me.
Wait, what did you call it?
Waxwell.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the third stage.
No.
Okay. What do you call the third stage, though?
It's like Quackle.
Okay, that's I'll
It's
allow
some
it.
stupid name that I don't like. So, I guess that's a perfect segue into talking about how I don't like Quackle. It's stupid, and it's dumb, and I can't express how much I dislike the Pokemon. I don't like how it moves. It moves way too human. It moves way too human, I guess, is the best way I can put it. And it's just weird. I don't really feel like talking about the idle stance of that Pokemon in battle, but if you know, you know. It's
not that bad.
Yeah, but it's kind of sus.
No, the Pokemon, not the idle stance.
Hold on. Give me your phone real quick. Talk about Sprigatito.
Okay, Sprigatito is a weed cat.
I can't say that on here.
Yes, I can.
You can't.
Sprigatito is a grass cat.
Yeah.
And they're pretty cute. It's your average grass type starter.
Phone is so small.
What? Okay.
Quackle is sus.
That's the bit you were going for?
That's the bit.
That was so funny.
It was. It really was.
Floragato. Floragato is...
Where are we?
Good. We're in the middle stage of Sprigatito.
Sprigatito's cute.
Floragato. I like Floragato.
Yo, fun fact, guys, about Floragato is that it translates to flower cat.
What?
If you know
No
Spanish,
way.
which I don't know Spanish, but I know gato. Gato is cat.
Yup.
Spanish. And then what does it evolve into? Like a magician.
Meowscarada.
We didn't talk about the typing of Quackaquavel. Quackaquavel is water fighting, which is that's not... It's definitely a less used typing.
Yeah.
I can only think of
There's
one.
Urshifu.
I can only think of, okay, Urshifu does not count because that is an optional one.
Yeah, but it still Urshifu
Okay, you're
Rapid
right.
Strike form. How about that?
You're right. Urshifu Rapid Strike form is water fighting. But
I can't think of anything else.
The Barnacle, Binnacle, and Barnacle.
Are you sure that's Water Rock.
It is? That's so stupid.
Yeah, Barbaracle is Water Rock.
And on the topic of dumb typings and water fighting, Graplocked, a octopus which lives in the water, is not water fighting. It's pure fighting.
Well, to be fair, Delmise is not water type, but that's probably because
reasonable.
It doesn't come from the
water.
water.
It's a ghost.
But I still think it's stupid that it's grass type. Just because it has kelp on it.
Oh, I guess. It's ghost grass, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now the magician cat that's after Floragato.
Meowscarada, I think.
Something like
that.
Is it? Wouldn't it be like Meowscarade? Like Masquerade?
Well, yeah, it's one of those two.
It's a magician cat. I don't know its typing. What's its typing?
It's grass dark.
It's grass dark. Okay, that's not that bad. That's not that bad of a typing.
I think it would have been cooler if they did like an actual what's it, quadrupedal saber-toothed tiger.
Yeah,
that was grass dark.
Everybody wants that.
Yeah,
so.
that would have been a lot cooler than what we got. Its signature move is insane though.
Look, but to be honest, there could have been a lot better evolutions for Quaxley and Sprigatito.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think Quaxley got the worst final evolution.
I think pretty much anyone could have predicted Fuecoco's evolution. Like they just made it an actual crocodile.
Bruh. Now, enough about the starters. What about those Paldean forms?
Oh, we're skipping all the Route 1 stuff? Just going to Paldean forms?
We're running out of time.
Okay.
Maybe there'll be a part 2 to this. Yeah, we'll go with that. Part 2 coming soon. We'll go to Route 1.
Okay.
You are so ugly. For real.
What the heck?
He stares at me, doesn't say a thing. I finished talking. He's supposed to say something afterwards.
I was waiting for you to bring up. All right, fine. We'll start with Lechonk. Terrible evolution. Lechonk is funny and cute, but they completely ruined it with Oinkaloni.
It's Oinkaloni.
It is not Oinkalone.
Whatever.
It has nothing to do with cologne.
I think Lechonk was a very hyped up Pokemon in the Direct. It's like, oh, look at this little pig. And then Oinkalone just looks emo.
Yeah.
It literally has hair. It has hair that goes over one side of its face.
Well, that's its ear.
It's its ear? I thought it was hair.
No.
What? Okay, that's
it's
not
shiny. Lechonk's shiny is really cool though. It's like a pink pig.
Yeah, like a normal pig, you know.
Well, yeah, but it's really
well, I mean,
pink.
there are also black pigs, so I guess
yeah.
there's like white and black and pink pigs. So
well, its evolution is white.
Beige.
It's shiny evolution.
Okay, cool.
Alright, there you go.
All right.
There's your fact.
What else on the route? What else is there?
Tarantula.
There's tarantula. Tarantula is a cool idea. It's like yarn
Spider.
spider out of.
And then it evolves into like James Bond or something.
Spidops. Who actually never mind. I will not bring that up. But Spidops and Tarantula, pretty cool bug types in my opinion. Mm-hmm. They're pure bug, right? They're just pure bug.
Yeah.
And then
they also have really cool shinies.
You could probably find one hiding on Route 1, but what is it? Something.
Palmy?
Palmy.
Yeah, there's like a guaranteed spawn up on like a cliff. Is that the Pikachu
clone?
Yes.
The Pikachu clone of Paldea region, supposedly, maybe.
Well...
It's not really.
I can't really think of any other candidates.
I don't think
there's probably a really obvious one that I'm just forgetting, like Cloth.
But yeah, there's the the Pikachu clone. It is Palmy.
Yes. And then it evolves into Palmo and then Palmot.
Palmot.
That is really stupid because Palmo and Palmot look literally the exact same. The only thing is like Palmot is bigger and a different color, I think.
It's also one of those bad evolutions where you have to do something really specific.
Yeah.
Maybe Galarian Yamask will be the subject of another podcast that we do eventually, but
yeah, that's something else.
That was funny. Definitely not as hard as Galarian Yamask.
Yeah, cuz apparently you can like jump on top of a Pokecenter and then your Palmo will just walk under you. And so.
And
he'll just like farms, walk in a circle.
It just farms steps?
Yeah, pretty easy.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. I didn't know that. So I guess it's not that bad of it than I thought. But
yeah,
if you don't know that cool tip.
It takes a while, and
trick.
There's two other evolutions other than Palmy that take 1,000 steps to evolve.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Relor and
what the heck is Relor?
Bramblin. Relor is the dung beetle thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Those evolve?
Yeah, it evolves into Rabsca. So
I didn't know that it evolved. What? And Bramblin evolves too?
Oh, come on. You didn't know that?
No, dude. Why would those Pokemon evolve? It's a dung beetle and a tumbleweed.
Yeah, to be fair, Bramblin's evolution is like probably the worst evolution.
What's it called?
It's called Bramblegast.
Ew.
Yeah, it's probably the worst evolution out of all of the Paldean Pokemon. It quite literally just gets bigger. Like I'm picturing both of them in my head. I can't picture any other difference other than just one is bigger.
Okay, so, I don't really know. We talked about Route 1. Are there just other... Before we get into the Paldean forms, do we just want to talk about other Pokemon in the region?
Sure.
Like, what are some Pokemon... As a good idea to talk about the new Pokemon is, what new Pokemon do you have on your team in the game?
Me?
Yes,
okay,
you.
So I have...
Who else is here?
Okay, well, so I have a Fuecoco. Well, he's a Skeletor. Yeah, we don't have to talk about him. I have a Farigiraf, but that's technically... would you count that as a new form? Because it's like a new evolution.
Well, it's an evolution. Do you mean a Paldean form is what you were talking about? Do I count that as a Paldean form is what you're saying?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Unless it evolved from like a Paldean Girafarig,
it doesn't.
It's not. But yeah, Farigiraf. It also just gets bigger, kinda.
Well, no.
It looks a bit different, but
it's more giraffe-like, and it's got its tail is like on its neck now.
It has a cone.
Sure.
You know,
it is traffic cone colored. It's like a really weird orange.
No, I mean like a cone that they put on dogs or
pets okay.
That bite or something.
No, it looks more like a space helmet. If I'm being honest.
Is that lore? Are they space? Whoever, whatever.
Whoever.
Whoever.
I think Farigiraf should be Dark Psychic. Okay, Cloth.
Cloth.
The
What?
Pikachu clone.
What's that?
The crab.
Oh, the crab.
The crab thing.
That's a rock type.
Everyone was talking about how they thought it would be the Pikachu clone because it has, like, cheek pouches.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
People are stupid.
I think that was funny, though. Cloth is pretty cool. It's got an amazing shiny.
What's its shiny?
Its shiny is, like, blue and white.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, like, Paldea has some really good shinies and some really awful shinies. Like, don't even get me started on Tandemaus.
Let's talk about Tandemaus.
Okay.
A Pokemon that evolves, and its evolved form is quite literally its children.
Yup, it's just the same Pokemon, but
with children.
Well, it's like one child.
It's actually, I believe, it's 2 or 4, I believe.
What? What do you mean?
Its evolved form, it's either 2 or 4 children, I think.
Oh, okay. I don't know much about it. I don't even know if it's called Tandemaus.
I think it is. I think it's called that.
Okay, yeah, but it's shiny. Literally, I'm pretty sure, like, its belly just gets, like, a tad darker. Like, it is terrible.
We could probably dedicate whole episodes to, like, 3 different Pokemon and just talk about those Pokemon.
Honestly,
That's
yeah.
a good idea. That will go in the notes.
Well, this is a Paldea video.
So let's talk about some Paldean forms. Alright?
Yeah.
We'll start off with the best one, which I hope everybody's in agreement that is Paldean Wooper.
Well...
Shut up.
I can't
Nobody asked you.
think of any other Paldean forms.
There's
so.
Tauros.
Yeah, but Tauros is dumb because you have it's
dumb.
like you gotta find like Aqua Breed and Blaze Breed. I forget what the fire type is.
But I guess while we're on the topic of Paldean Tauros, we might as well talk about Paldean Tauros. We're gonna talk about Wooper, but now we're talking about Tauros.
Okay.
So Paldean Tauros is it changes to a black coloring, and with a black coloring, I thought it was a dark type, but it turns out that it is not. It's a fighting type.
Mm-hmm.
And talking about other Pokemon with bad shinies, they just switch the color of the mane and the body around, making the body darker. No, the body lighter, and the mane darker.
Seriously, that is so bad. What were they thinking with that one?
Bull.
True. They should have made it like, I don't know, Ferdinand or something.
Ferdinand. You mean with John Cena?
Yeah, they should have made it green and tan, like John Cena. What?
Bruh.
That would have been so funny. Actually, we don't need another green shiny, so.
One moment.
Oh wait,
I guess now
we forgot Nymph or Nimble.
Nimble.
The thing that evolves into Chainsaw Man.
Oh yeah.
I forgot about him.
So Nimble is another I think another Route 1 bug.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Another Route 1 bug that turns into low kicks, which is like I believe it's supposed to be a name that is mixed between locust and something else.
Kick.
Okay, well I guess.
Well, also.
Is it a fighting? It's not a fighting type.
It's bug dark.
It's bug dark, and if you're confused why Cameron said that it evolves into Chainsaw Man, is because its wings turn into chainsaws. Or
like,
were his wings always chainsaws?
I think his like hind legs.
They're
I think,
chainsaws.
were chainsaws. And it's like Chainsaw Man.
It's like Chainsaw Man. Leave a like and comment on this video if you want to see us do a podcast about every episode of Chainsaw Man.
We have not watched a single one on.
I know. So what we can do is we can watch an episode or two and then make a podcast about it.
No.
Why?
Because I'm watching One Piece and a couple other things, so I don't want to watch even more.
Judging from these conversations, if anybody watching wants to keep watching our podcasts, there's a lot of stuff that we could do. There's a lot of movies. There's a lot of good or bad movies we could talk about.
We could talk about how Cars 2 is a really good movie. That is so true. Anyway, I don't know what you're talking about.
I guess let's just wrap this up real quick. We talked about Pokemon.
We did not talk about Paldean Wooper.
Okay, let's talk a bit more about the Pokemon, and then I think we can make a part 2 about this.
Okay, and we can talk about like gym leaders and stuff.
So, I guess the last Pokemon we'll talk about is Paldean Wooper. Paldean Wooper, if you don't know Wooper is the best thing ever.
I don't know why you wouldn't.
I don't know why you wouldn't know Wooper exactly, but Wooper is like the best thing. Paldean Wooper turns from a water type to a ground poison type, and some of them can learn the ability Water Absorb, which I think that only makes it weak to one type.
Well, it's weak to ice. It's weak to it's weak to psychic. It's weak to grass. Yeah. Or no, I think poison resists grass.
Okay.
So yeah, it's weak to.
But Water Absorb.
Ice and psychic. Those are the only things I can think of.
I got unlucky. The one I caught didn't know Water Absorb, and I thought it did, and I ended up killing it on accident. Well, I threw it out into a battle, and I got it killed on accident because I didn't check. It had like poison touch or something.
Poison point?
Yeah, that. And then it evolves into Clawdseer, which is they're goofy.
Clawdseer, I will say, Clawdseer is very cool.
Yeah.
Definitely lived up to the hype of Paldean Wooper.
Yeah. I would honestly argue that Clawdseer is better than Quagsire.
That okay.
I think
honestly,
I like Clawdseer.
No objections.
I think that's all. That's all.
Well, I mean, not all the Paldean Pokemon, but
well, like I said, this was extremely unscripted. We had no idea what we were doing. We just sat here and spoke about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. If you like Pokemon, you should play the game. Most likely, if you like Pokemon, you probably already have the game and you have beaten it. And
we haven't.
No, we haven't.
Wait, we didn't even talk about any of the Paradox Pokemon.
Stay tuned for next episode where we talk about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's free roam, the gym leaders, Team Star, and the Titans, and more Pokemon. Or whatever else.
So basically just more Pokemon in the story?
Yeah.
Okay.
So thanks for watching, if you did watch. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Comment what we should talk about in future podcasts. Thank you.